Yo guys, what is up? I am back with another video. Today I'm going to be ranking the Friday the 13th franchise. If you agree with my list, comment down below. If you don't, comment down what your list is, and let's get right into the video. Alright guys, for my number 12 spot, I chose A New Beginning. This is at the bottom of my list because first of all, Jason isn't even the killer. Second of all, it takes place at a mental institution, and the whole movie, like, nothing makes sense. The acting is not really that good, and there's not really anything to this movie at all. It's like they just wanted to get some money out of people because they knew that Friday the 13th franchise or whatever was so popular, so that's why it's at the bottom of my list. Alright guys, my number 11 is Jason Goes to Hell. And why this is my number 11 is because most of the movie, we don't even get to see Jason. And the time we do get to see Jason, he actually looks kind of cool. The reason this isn't at the bottom, like the complete bottom of my list, is why it's not number 12, is because it features the Necronomicon, which is the book from Evil Dead, and the magic dagger thing. And like I said before, he just looks cool. And the ending is like my favorite part, where Freddy's glove reaches up, grabs Jason's mask, and pulls it down. I thought that part was really cool. But that's why it didn't get at the number 12 spot. Alright guys, and my number 10 spot is Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. First of all, this movie, it wasn't even Jason Takes Manhattan. It was Jason takes a boat to Manhattan. Like, because most of the movie, he was on the boat until the last 15 minutes. He got to Manhattan or whatever. And it doesn't make sense. Like, he leaves on a boat from Camp Crystal Lake to Manhattan. How? It doesn't make sense. And I do give it one thing. The good scene, the best scene it has, is probably where Jason is standing in the middle of Manhattan looking at Times Square. And it does have Kane Hodder as Jason in this movie. So that's why it's at my number 10 spot. Alright guys, at my number 9 spot is Friday the 13th Reboot. Now I do like this movie. It's not a bad movie at all. I just don't like how it doesn't really show much of anything. All it shows is pretty much Jason killing people. That's pretty much all it shows throughout the whole movie. I do like how Jason actually has traps in this movie, like bear traps. He roasts that girl over the fire and stuff. And I just thought that was cool, but I don't know. It's just the rest of this movie was like complete garbage. Like, it wasn't complete garbage, but it wasn't really that good. I would watch this movie again if I'm like in the Friday the 13th type of mood or whatever. But like, I feel like they tried too hard trying to cram the first 4 movies all into one. I feel like the part where he had the bag over his head, I feel like they should have just took that out, because that wasn't, the hockey mask is what you know Jason Voorhees as. And like, every time you think of the Friday the 13th franchise, you just think of Jason's mask, and you don't really, like, whenever I was like really little, I didn't even know that Jason wore a sack. I thought he just wore the hockey mask. So yeah guys, so that's at my number 9. Alright guys, number 8 on my list is Part 7, The New Blood. I like this movie, like, I love this movie. It's so entertaining, and I like the part where Tina, like, her mind, like, I She can like control things with her mind. I like how the part where she fights Jason. I thought that was like one of the coolest, probably the coolest scene in this movie. And I like zombie Jason. He looks just disgusting. Um, I like how Kane Hodder plays Jason. And yeah, that's pretty much just a simple Friday the 13th movie. The thing I don't like about this movie is how every like I don't know how many times it happened, but the characters keep running in and out of the woods for no reason. Like if you're gonna run in the woods, don't come out for a certain reason and go back in like 20 minutes later. It's retarded. I don't mean to like say retarded, but yes, that's why it's my number 8. Alright guys, my number 7 is the original Friday the 13th. And I know people are going to say you can't get better with the original in like any movie franchise, but in Friday the 13th you really can. Because first of all, Pamela Voorhees is the killer in this movie. And first of all, you don't even know who it is most of the movie. And Jason's the main killer in the franchise, and in this movie it doesn't have Jason in it, or it does, but like it doesn't have Jason as the killer. And it doesn't like have what it has in all the other movies where Jason is the killer. So that's why the original isn't at the in like the number 1 spot or close around there. I do like the movie though. I just rather watch a movie with Jason as the killer than the first original one. So yeah. Alright guys, at my number 6 spot is Jason X. And I know this would be at the bottom of my list, but it's something new. I like how it's something new. It's not just Jason killing people at a summer camp. I like how they go for something new. And like it was a big risk, but it worked out. Like I said before, it could have got worse. This movie has the best kill out of the whole franchise, the whole series, whatever you want to call it. It's where Jason grabs the girl, shoves her face into the liquid nitrogen, and slams her face on the table thing. That was like the best kill. That's the best kill in the franchise, in my opinion. And that's why it's a little higher on my list. Alright, guys, my number 5 spot is Jason Lives. I know they're probably going to put this at their number 1. But this movie, is a good movie. It's from this point on is like where the best movies are in the franchise. This movie was really good. The kills were good, but it was still just Jason killing people at a summer camp. I like how This is like This is the first movie where zombie Jason comes in. And the acting is good. There's not a lot of bad stuff you can say about this movie. I'm not saying that it's bad, I'm just saying there's better ones, pretty much. This is a really good movie. Alright guys, my number 4 spot is Friday the 13th, Part 3. And the reason I like this is because it has the most tension to it. It's one of the most Friday the 13th movies that have the most tension. It's the first movie where Jason gets his mask. He looks so creepy. He can run in this movie. He looks so deformed, especially when he takes his mask off. I thought it was creepy. There's not a lot I can say about this movie. The acting, it wasn't really the best. But overall, it was okay. Alright, guys, my number 3 spot is The Final Chapter. I like this movie because Tommy Jarvis is in this movie. It kind of sets, it has, like, some of the best kills. The characters are really good. Jason, like, whenever he has his mask off, he looks so weird. He looks even more deformed than the third one. This movie is just really, really creepy, and it's entertaining. So yeah, guys, let's get into my number 2. Alright, guys, at my number 2 spot, we have Friday the 13th Part 2. I like this movie because Jason is the creepiest in this movie. He looks like a guy that has been feeding off the land for 23 years. Like, what kind of guy walks around with a pillowcase over his head? And it has one of the best final girls out of the whole franchise, Jenny. And I like how she used the psychology thing, whatever she was studying, against Jason. And I just thought it was a good movie. Yeah, so I was at my number 2 spot. Alright, guys, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this movie, or for this ranking, because my number 1 is Freddy vs. Jason. I know a lot of people hate this movie. I put this as my number 1 because, like, I'm just glad we have it. Like, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, the two most iconic horror characters of all time, are fighting each other. And I know the gore is over the top, but that's what do you think was gonna happen? It's Freddy versus Jason. The ending was kind of confusing because Freddy got pulled out of the dream world into the real world, and whenever he got his head cut off, he's dead. Because, like, he's in the real world, but whenever Jason was walking off with his head, he winked. So that kind of that would have set the tone for a sequel to Freddy vs. Jason. But I feel like they should. I don't think they should have a part 2, Freddy vs. Jason, because it wouldn't be as it just would be all over the place, because how would they get them back? And, like, especially back-to-back sequels, that doesn't make sense. And I wonder what Jason did with the head of Freddy Krueger. You think he, like, set it beside Pamela's head, maybe on that thing? I think that would be cool. And again, this is the last movie in both franchises, before the reboot. And we have Robert Englund back as Freddy Krueger. I know the person who plays Jason, people hate Jason in this movie because he doesn't really have much emotion, and I could understand. That's probably why I'm gonna get a lot of hate. But it's Freddy versus Jason. Like, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be bad. It's not the best movie ever. It is definitely not the best movie ever, but it's my favorite. Like I said, in my top favorite movies of all time, it's not the best. It's just my favorite. So that's kind of it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Like I said before, comment down below your list. If you agree, like the video. If you disagree, like the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Peace out.